A civil society organization, Yiaga Africa, this Sunday held its third Watching the Vote press briefing in Abuja and gave its preliminary reports on Saturday's governorship and state assembly polls from its Watching the Vote situation room in Abuja. Yiaga Africa says its observers in the field observed early arrival of election materials in most polling units. Clearview TV's Rose Audu has more.
Addressing the press this Sunday in its Watching the Vote situation room, Hussaini Abdu, Yiaga board chair, said the card reader was widely used across the 29 states where the governorship and State House of Assembly elections were held.
The smart card reader was used throughout the accreditation of voters in 98% of the 625 polling units visited or observed, while in 2% of this polling unit, the smart card reader was not used throughout the accreditation process. Not more than 5 persons were allowed to vote without PVC in 1% of the 625 polling units.
Hussaini Abdu, in his statement, also cited cases of election violence like burning of ballot papers and ballot snatching in some states where the elections took place.
There were reports on attempts to disrupt the local government resort collation process in Tongo and Hong local government areas in Adamawa State. Political thugs arrived the venue of the collation process in APC branded vehicle in Hong and attempted to snatch ballot boxes. They were apprehended and one was killed and another sustained injuries. The Ohoada East local government area collation process was disrupted by an unknown gunmen. The collation was therefore moved to the INEC River State Office in Port Harcourt. 7. Intimidation and harassment. Unknown men attacked INEC officials and party agents in Nwanyam Council Ward in Konshisha local government area of Benue State. They were beaten, the vehicle and election materials were burnt.
The group observers also gave instances of voters' intimidation and harassment.
Voters were intimidated, harassed, or assaulted in 10% of the 625 polling units observed during accreditation and voting. INEC polling officials were intimidated, harassed, or assaulted in 6% of the 625 polling units during accreditation and voting. Women were intimidated, harassed, or assaulted in 9% of the 625 polling units observed during accreditation and voting.
Yiaga Africa chair, who told the press that collation is ongoing and that the group is in no position to announce any election results, expressed dissatisfaction with cases of vote buying and selling and condemned the incidences of high death toll of electorates in some parts of Nigeria, and further called on INEC to ensure that every electoral offender is duly prosecuted. Rose Audu, reporting for Clearview Television.